Welcome to the AJ Awesome Show, a show about my favorite things. My name is AJ, and my special guest for this episode is Brandon Ayers. I hope you like the show!
What made me want to be a wrestler, man? My dad used to take us to these local wrestling shows when I was a little kid, alright? About maybe 11, 12 years old. And I saw guys like, you know who Matt Sydal is? Alright, so he's one of the guys that I saw, you know what Delirious is? He's got the mask, the green black mask. Acts all crazy? No? That's okay. So, I saw those guys wrestle when I was about 11, 12 years old. And, I thought it was like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Kind of like you probably think, right? The coolest thing you've ever seen, right? So, yeah, man, that's what made me want to be a wrestler. I wanted to do something super cool in front of a lot of people. So that's kind of what made me want to be a wrestler, man.
Who was your favorite wrestler when you were a kid?
This is actually, it's a little random. It's a guy named Paul London. Do you know who that is? Yeah, that was my dude. He's actually the reason why I grew my hair out. A lot of people don't know that. You might be the first person I've ever told that to. She used to have long hair kind of like mine, and he was my favorite. So and he's a small guy too. So that dude was probably my favorite wrestler growing up.
If you played WWE 2K16, what wrestler would you pick to play as?
Oh man, well, when I was a kid I used to play the girls matches all the time because they're pretty hot on there. But now that I'm an adult, I'd probably do the dude with the coolest crazy moves. So maybe Neville, because he does these insane moves, kind of like Justin Dier. He does some crazy moves.
Yeah.
But Neville, he does stuff you've never seen before, man. So I think he'd be fun to play as.
The Red Arrow was one of the coolest finishing moves I've ever saw.
Dude, you're absolutely right. It really is, man.
How would you describe your wrestling style?
My style? Well, a lot of the guys that wrestle are always bigger than me. Pretty much all of them. So I have to hit hard, I have to hit fast, and I have to be quick. Okay, so everything I do has to be on point all the time. So you've probably seen me wrestle Kevin Lee Davidson before. That dude is a monster. The only way I can keep up with him is if I'm literally either flying off the top rope or I'm just running circles around him trying to get him tired. So it's definitely hard impact, and quick.
What was the favorite match that you've ever wrestled and why?
Oh man, I would say there's a couple for a couple different reasons. I think one of my favorites was definitely wrestling Seth Rollins. just because I was really young at the time, and he really beat me up good, and I learned a lot. So because of that, learning-wise, that was my favorite match that I've had. But I definitely think back in February at the Ready Room when I wrestled Kevin Lee Davidson for the first time. That was probably one of, if not my favorite match ever, just because it finally gave me an opportunity to go against somebody that's not only been trained by one of the best in the world, but has wrestled some of the best in the world. And I was able to show exactly, I've been doing this for 10 years, man, and people, they just don't get to see what I can do a lot of the times for different reasons. So I feel like that was the first time in this area I've finally been able to do something and make people notice me.
That's the end. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you, AJ. Grow your hair out. You got good hair, man. You're like mine.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the AJ Awesome Show. And I'd like to thank Brandon Ayers for being my special guest. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.